Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Abdi Malik and you, my friend, you're watching Abdi Malik Reacts. Welcome. So today we are going to be checking out a video that is not nasheed, as you can tell by the title of the video. We are going to be checking out a video that it's incredible. Wallah, just thinking about it is just incredible. That how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is able to guide individuals through any means. Like anyone can be in any type of life. We've seen individuals that are like into gangster life and just people who are into, I mean, just think about it. Even the Sahabas themselves, before they became a Muslim, they were some of the worst individuals on earth. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was able to guide them and change their hearts. And once they became a Muslim, they were like some of the best people that ever lived on this earth. So inshallah, today in this video, we're going to be checking out a brother that through the nightlife, like going to clubbing and stuff, somehow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided him through that and he became a Muslim. That's just that itself is just very inspiring. So we're going to be checking out this video right here. Okay, welcome. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, then follow. Yeah, now I'm on Facebook. Anyways, let's get it. Bismillah. This is what I'm looking at. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Oh, boom. That's what we're looking at. Let's go. Bismillah. It's called How the Nightclub Turned Me into a Muslim. MashaAllah.
Turn to Google and search for the fastest growing religion. So, when you turn to Google and search for the fastest growing religion, you will find Islam topping the charts. As of speaking today, almost a quarter of the world's population identify as Muslim, while at the same time is the religion that has been denigrated the most by the media.
Because it's the only religion that acts like the mafia that will kill you.
Isn't that strange? On every corner of the
I
internet,
cannot stand that guy. I cannot stand this guy. Like, even just okay, I'll keep my opinions to myself about this
Religion that acts like the mafia that will kill you.
Isn't that strange? On every corner of the internet, you see people converting to Islam, as well as big influential people and entrepreneurs sharing their stories. People like Andrew Tate.
I believe that Islam is beautiful, and I think it has the solutions to a lot of the problems we're facing in the world today.
Former Dutch politician Joram van Klaveren.
I decided to write an anti-Islam book, and it ended up...
I gotta check the full video of this guy. I have seen clips of it, and I've seen little bits of it here and there, and it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. So I gotta check the full video of this brother.
becoming a Muslim.
Elfie Best.
And I genuinely felt something in the mosque that I've never felt anywhere. What a beautiful community, what a beautiful and simple religion.
And this list goes on. Every year we see an increasing number of Muslims in the population of non-Muslim countries. But how? Today I'm sharing a personal story on how this turned me into this.
This is
And
unusual.
yes, it's a slightly different video than what you're used to see from me on this channel. Normally I just speak about entrepreneurship, mindset, and my business journey. But I think this topic deserves some time because, yes, I converted to Islam. But
MashaAllah.
let's rewind and start at the beginning of my journey. I grew up like a normal kid, in a normal household, parents with a normal income, a mother, a father, and a sister. But when I was 7 years old, things changed. My parents got divorced. I didn't see my father a lot. My mother had a really hard time managing the situation financially.
Wallahi, divorce is like one of the worst things that can happen to a family. And in Islam, yes, the couples are allowed to divorce, of course, even though the majority of the world would have you believe that in Islam, like the woman is restricted and she can't ask for divorce or anything like that. But that is not true. She can ask for divorce. And it is actually encouraged for individuals to get divorced if they feel like there's no way that they're going to be able to fulfill each other's responsibilities, like each other's duty to one another. it's actually encouraged to get divorced. But overall, if the reason is not that desire dire, whatever, it's discouraged at the same time. So it's divorce, like a lot of people don't think about how it impacts the kids. It's very, very rare that you see two individuals who are married getting divorced and their kids don't feel the impact of it. It's almost impossible, especially here in the US, where there's just this major battle, like fight over custody of the kids, who's going to get the kids. And once that's settled, it's just, wallahi, it just impacts the kids' life in a way that it just makes their life 10 times worse than what they already have to deal. And on top of that, it's just too much. It's just too much, wallahi. So I feel for him. I really feel for him.
Emotionally, it wasn't easy as a boy of just 7 years old seeing this.
Wow.
As a kid, growing up, I went through very impulsive and unwise periods. Not making the right decision, hanging out with the wrong people, alcohol at a young age. You could argue that I didn't have the best or most common childhood, but it was necessary to become the man that I am today. Because
Facts.
struggle makes a man.
Yes.
You learn by experience.
Exactly.
And luckily, I have a great family that supports me, cares about me, loves me, and after all, I still manage to have a very strong bond with my father.
MashaAllah.
And therefore, I now say, Alhamdulillah, meaning
MashaAllah.
praise be to God. But how did this happen? Why does this white guy speak Arabic and talk about Islam? Well,
Wow.
good question.
So beautiful.
In my
wallahi.
younger years, I would never ever thought I would become a Muslim one day. But when looking back at my journey, it makes a lot of sense. At 15, 16 years old, I started to turn my emotions and negative experiences slowly into my motivation. I started building my future self. I started reading books, listening to podcasts, going to the gym more often, waking up early, etc., etc. I became a lot more conscious of the impact of the bad habits I developed during my younger years. I knew that if I didn't
It's wallahi so incredible how, if we really think about it and reflect on our life, everything that has happened to us, the good and the bad, it was all part of Allah's plan to set us up for this incredible future that we don't know about it. So we complain and whine about what the struggles that we're going through. But for us to be who we are today, we needed to go through those struggles to build us up, to build us to be able to handle the success or whatever we have going on today. And that's why I really don't regret any of the things that I went through, because if I didn't go through that, I don't know if I would be here today. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to that. It's incredible, wallahi. Just whenever you're going through things, just say Alhamdulillah and Inna ma'al usri yusra. I think that's the ayah, the correct ayah. But with every hardship comes ease. So yeah, but it's so beautiful, wallahi. It's so beautiful.
change these habits, my future wouldn't change either.
Exactly.
And during this change, my group of friends started to become smaller and smaller. Some of them thought it was really weird what I was doing, but I didn't really care because I had this dream in my mind. I became obsessed with growing, learning, and developing myself. While my group of friends started to become smaller, few friends never left.
Wow.
And someday somebody asked me, did you notice that almost all of your friends you have left are Muslim? Why is that?
Wow.
So I
MashaAllah.
started thinking, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Why is that?
Wow.
But the answer was very simple. At that age, my Muslim friends were the only ones not drinking, not partying, and while all of the other boys in school were talking about how many girls they had, my friends were talking about the universe and the meaning of life. I mean, Muslims that stick to their religion are one of the most disciplined people I've ever seen.
Facts.
I just felt really inspired with these people around me. And I never really considered myself an atheist. I always had the feeling that there had to be more than what we can see with our own eyes. I mean, Sometimes I just couldn't sleep when I was thinking about how incredibly huge the universe around us is. Just think about it. Most of us live their day-to-day life, working, eating, sleeping, but when you take a moment to really think about it, whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, an atheist, it's incredible. The scale of the universe, the oceans, the jungles, the animals, big, small. How did this all came to place? And what are we? What is the meaning of life? So even with these Muslim friends around me, in the beginning my interest was not really focused on the religion itself. It was more their way of life, the brotherhood, the love and respect that slowly shifted my focus to the religion that instilled these traits in them. Still without the idea of thinking I would ever become a Muslim. And this was because I always had the idea that religion was like an old fairy tale that already was disproven by science. But the more and more I started digging into it, the more I realized I was completely wrong. So first of all, God, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we Muslims call it, is not just a man sitting somewhere in the clouds with a magic wand. It's an indescribable force.
That's what society would have you believe. Like
and with a magic wand.
that's
It's an indescribable force, the singular and all-compassing power behind the creation what we see around us. And science proves that even the chair that I'm sitting on right now is made of enormously small and fast-moving atoms. This is called quantum mechanics. And if these electronics in it would stop moving, atoms would become unstable and I would not be able to sit on this chair. But what is the thing that makes these atoms move and stay in its position? You see, what is this force? But I'll not dive too deep into this, since this video is meant to share my experience, not to convince you. So long story short, for every question I asked, I received a powerful answer when digging more into Islam. And when people nowadays ask me why I became religious, I always say two reasons. One, for the rules and the way of living in this worldly life, we call it dunya in Arabic. And two, the hereafter, called akhirah. So let's start with the second one. All life is a test. This is something we can't argue about. It doesn't matter if you want to become the greatest sportsman alive or just live a normal, safe life. We all have to deal with negative experiences. We all have to deal with our emotions, our desires. We will lose people we care about, natural disasters, and so on. We all strive for an abundant life, yet 1 out of 10 people have a burnout. 90% of the adults are too stressed. So whatever you do, you will never be 100% satisfied with this life, because you will be.
that is so true, Allah. Like, think about it. There are studies that show that the most depressed and people that are unable to sleep, even though they're sleeping in the most comfortable beds in a lofty whatever house, are the rich ones, the rich individuals, the individuals that we consider to be the highest in a in a worldly whatever. They're the most depressed, and they're the ones that are committing suicide left and right. And it's just like, wow. But someone that has iman in their heart, faith in their heart, they can sleep anywhere peacefully. Wow. MashaAllah. This is, I love watching these type of videos, because it just reinstills like appreciation for the deen. Because as Muslims, especially Muslims that are grown and like that are born into the deen, where our great parents were Muslims, we are Muslims, our parents are Muslims, we really take this deen for granted. And whenever I watch these type of videos, it just makes me realize how blessed I am, how much Allah has blessed me with this deen. And it just when I'm about to slip off, I watch these type of videos, and then it just reinstills that in me. So
Be constantly tested. I mean, if you're lucky, you will live 70, maybe 80 years on this planet. It's gone before you know. It's a matter of time.
Facts.
And your clock is ticking. So do
Facts.
mine. Shouldn't there be more than just this?
Wow.
At least I would like to believe that. But since this life is a test, just like an exam in school, there's also a final judgment. This is why Muslims, Christians, and Jews around the world are so disciplined and strict to their religion.
The ones
This
that
also
practice.
brings me back to my first disciplined and strict to their religion. And this also brings me back to my first reason, the rule and the way of living in this dunya, this worldly life. Religion provides a manual, and for me it's the Quran.
And the
Islam
Sunnah.
offers comprehensive guidance for all aspects in life, including family, marriage, finance, health, and so on. It gives me a great feeling to build a family and raise my children with love, spiritual guidance, common principles, and way of living. Nowadays we put so many different ideologies in people's mind that families are not united anymore. Divorce rates are going skyrocket, the youth
It's
is doing
ridiculous.
drugs, losing their divorce rates are going skyrocket, the youth is doing drugs, losing their virginity at 30, 40, 15 years old, dancing, twerking on TikTok to get the most views. Crime rates are increasing each year. The rich become richer, the poor become poorer. This whole system is fucked. Everyone acts upon what feels best for them, not for the people around them.
We live in a society that is so individualist. Like it favors individuals, like that have the mentality of just me. I mean, it's just a system that is set up for individuals who are family oriented to fail. Like childcare, for example, it's ridiculously expensive for individuals to have kids and to be able to raise those kids in a right way. So it's just, wallahi, the whole system needs a reset. We need a reset.
Several years ago, when upon what feels poor become poorer, this whole system is fucked. Everyone acts upon what feels best for them, not for the people around them.
Facts.
Several years ago, when religion was more common, you had to uphold your family name. Respect your parents. Everyone was dressed properly.
Not
The
anymore.
husband had to work his ass off so the wife didn't have to work and could take care of the children and the household. The whole morality has changed. And when you believe life
Yeah, and that has completely changed. It got to the point where individuals who actually want to uphold that part of the deen or that part of culture, I guess you can say, it's made impossible for them to do that. Just the way the system is set up, it's impossible, especially here in the West, to be specific here in America, it's impossible to just have one income. It's impossible to just have one income, okay? At any point, if something was to happen to the men, they're screwed. Whereas the way it used to be, if something was to happen to the husband, they would be able to still take care of themselves because they had income. People were farming and providing their own, their own food and everything. But here, it's like impossible. It's impossible to do that because everything that one income, you spend it before half of the month is gone. Like within a couple of months, so a couple of days of getting paid, you have this bill, that bill, this bill, that bill, and the money is gone. So it's literally impossible for people to just live with one income, and it sucks. It really sucks. Okay, but anyways, this is mashallah.
life is a test and you will be judged upon that. All you can do is focus on good deeds, be an
Facts.
inspiration, spreading love, helping people. And this is what my religion teaches me. When I die, the only thing I will be judged upon is my deeds. Not the materialistic things, not the girls, not the houses, not the big business, but the impact, the love, the connection, the good intent, the good
This
deeds.
is beautiful, mashallah.
So this was my personal story I wanted to share with you today. And if you made it to the end, I want to thank you for listening. Honestly,
Mashallah.
I appreciate that. I hope to see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum. Bye bye.
Incredible. I feel so motivated. I don't know about you guys. How do you guys feel? Do you feel... I'm also subscribing to this brother. How do you feel? I really feel motivated and uplifted. Okay? Seriously. MashaAllah. I'm going to check out more of his videos. But seriously, like I said this at the beginning or in the middle of this video, I enjoy watching these videos, okay? And like I said, mainly because as someone who's born into this religion, into this beautiful deen of Islam, I sometimes we tend to slowly like start to take the deen for granted, and it sucks. That's how it is. But when I watch something like this and just hearing the struggles that these individuals go through to become a Muslim, he didn't really talk much about how his parents reacted to him becoming a Muslim and stuff. But by the looks of it, they were supportive of his decision, and but there are some videos like this that I watch, and the individuals talk about how their parents or family and friends kind of just they lost to them because they were shocked that this individual became a Muslim, and they're like, "You became a Muslim? We don't want to be part of you. I mean, we don't want to be. We don't want you to be part of our life. We disown you. This and that," and they end up losing their family. So it's like, wow, that's what they have to go through. And us, we have our parents who are Muslims, and yet for some reason we still tend to not take the deen, like appreciate the deen in a way. Anyways, this video is a bit long. I apologize for that, but it was an incredible one. I hope you enjoyed it. With that being said, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're watching this on Facebook or TikTok, wherever, just follow. Okay, with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. I messed up. Okay, bye-bye.